Assalamualaikum, my name is Fakar Aiman bin Mustafa, my number metric S55014. I just want to talk about introduction. The ongoing COVID-19 pandemic significantly induced uncertain environment for every human, business, education, job and economic for each country. There is no available medication to prevent the spread of the deadly coronavirus. The use of the proposed protective equipment (PPE), social distancing, travel restriction, and lockdown were currently employed to reduce the spread level coronavirus. This ongoing pandemic situation creates the awareness wearing mask is must for every human life. There are various types of masks such as surgical and commercial fabric clothing masks used to tackle the ongoing pandemic situation. Next, problem statement. Firstly, the mass waste increase across the world as the people are not following the appropriate disposal method for the use mask. It creates a new environment challenge. This adding a vast amount of the plastic and plastic participant was in environment. Second, the mass litter in the soil can impact the fauna, in which cause entanglement and can cause death. For the last, the mass waste of the conveyed into the river and enter the freshwater and seawater. This creates the plastic pollution to the aquatic medium. Marine plastic absorb the toxin and organic. We ensure the pollution particle being to toxic film to the surface of the plastic.
Okay, next we are going to the methodology. Basically, methodology is the method and technique of forming, collecting and analyze data in order to prove the evidence that can support a study. Methodology also describes the way a problem is studied and the reason for certain method and technique. The purpose of the methodology is to help the wider or more in-depth use of the method by making a description of the research process performed. And then to collect the required data, two methods can be used, such as qualitative and quantitative. These two methods have different ways of data retrieval, and data revenue is also in the different forms. However, researchers have chosen the qualitative method. And then this research method is used to describe each data received in form that easily understood by the reader. Researchers will usually use secondary data. This study researchers still use secondary data in collecting data, such as we use like Mandela website, scholarship and other sources.
Coronavirus disease 2019 (COVID-19) was first reported to the World Health Organization (WHO) on 31 December 2019. The WHO labeled the outbreak a worldwide health emergency on 30 January 2020. It was declared a global pandemic by the WHO on 11 March 2020. 1 August 2020, the government now requires the wearing of face masks while in public place. Masks should to be used as part of a comprehensive strategy of measures to suppress transmission and save life. Face masks are the most basic tool but play a big role in protecting yourself from germs or virus that are in the airspace. Face masks can be used to protect your eyes, nose, mouth, and skin from exposure to germs and virus. The mask was increased across the world as the people are not following the appropriate disposal method for the use mask. There are not appropriate mass or plastic waste collecting methods specific in Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan, and China. This is adding a vast amount of plastic and plastic particles in the environment. The production of the face mask also contributes the emission of carbon dioxide C2, which will contribute to global warming.
Next, I will continue the presentation. The United Nations Environment Programme (UNEP) urges government to treat waste management as an important public service. UNEP emphasizes this is because there are 75 medical wastes, including face masks, that could end up in landfills or floating at the sea. Potential consequences, including public health risks from infected use masks and open or controlled burning of masks. Face masks not only use paper, but there is also polypropylene, the same public use for drinking straw. The use of plastic has had an impact on land and sea pollution damages flora and fauna as well as aquatic life. Next, marine pollution. According to Herman Scoggins, estimates marine pollution due to unmanaged and non-responsible plastic masks in coastal regions involving 46 countries. It is also estimates that about 0.15 million tons to 0.39 million tons of plastic debris from face masks can be depleted or detected in the deep global ocean in 1 year. Ocean Asset Organization has reported that there are disposable face masks of various types and colors in the ocean in Hong Kong in February 2020. This has a hard impact to the organization because the organization always been committed to supporting and researching marine pollution.
These studies use a SWOT analysis as a method to analyze the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats to environmental impact induced by extensive use of disposable face masks during COVID-19 pandemic. First is strengths: reduce and control the infection. WHO advised the use of face masks as part of a comprehensive package of prevention and control measures to limit the spread of coronavirus. The virus that caused COVID-19. A face mask alone is insufficient to provide adequate protection. Other infection prevention and control is through hand hygiene, physical distancing for at least 1 meter, avoid of touching face, respiratory adequate ventilation in indoor setting, testing, contact tracing, quarantine, and isolation. Together, these measures are critical to prevent human-to-human transmission of COVID-19. Second is weakness. The pollutant risks are some of the weakness in this research. Face masks have become one of the most prominent symbols of the coronavirus pandemic, both on our face and, according to experts, in pollution scattered across the planet beach, streets, and bodies of water. Ocean Asia recently conducted research about how many single-use face masks are likely to have entered the world ocean in 2020. The organization estimates that more than 1.5 billion face masks enter ocean in 2020, resulting in an additional 4,680 to 6,240 metric ton, about 5,160 to 6,880 US ton of marine plastic pollution. There is opportunity. One of the things that the COVID-19 pandemic has made is a new business opportunity with the rise of the face mask on a global scale. Wearing a face mask is become a new culture. The market is massive to reach this new face mask consumer. Also, many face masks are disposable. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, the demand for face masks is significantly high, which is demonstrating anyone can join the face mask movement. It received a favorable response and sold out across its outlet. It also indicates a further marketing opportunity via face masks. Selling branded face masks will not only contribute to the sale but also can help build brand loyalty as well as being ineffective advertising as the face mask purchaser display. For the last is street. Discarded face masks can become floating marine debris and impact the marine ecosystem. Discarded face masks also have been showing up on almost all beaches in Taiwan since the beginning of the pandemic, with some face masks probably already in the ocean. Through the Ocean Conservation Administration state that it would collect and test those face masks to see if the coronavirus could survive in seawater. If left under rest, those face masks might be mistaken by some marine animal, example turtle, for their food. Moreover, plastic particles released from the degradation of those face masks will also remain in the ocean and build up in the food chain for years to come, becoming a detriment to human health.
I continue our presentation with recommendation and way forward. If the current pandemic situation is being maintained, people must learn to live with the safety precautions that will also them to live a healthy life. As a result, mass product will be reached in the near future. In case mask wheels, the mask is made of many types of plastic that are not biodegradable and have a harmful influence of the environment. Medical waste, on the other hand, contribute significantly to global plastic waste. During COVID-19, there is a significant increase in the generation of plastic trash due to the increasing use of the face mask.
In conclusion, we see that people are not recycling their masks, and even worse, they are throwing them on the ground. This is a serious problem given the amount protective device in our world or in our environment. This is a consequence of the lack of information and infrastructure to recycle face masks, and maybe even the absence of legislation to enforce recycling. One solution to tackle the issue is to increase the amount and specialized trash bins for masks in all public places. So basically, people need to throw the face mask after use it in the right place.